Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. In this video we're discussing Take Your Breath Away, written by Linwood Barclay. This author is similar to Harlan Coben, so if you like Coben, you'll like this author. In my opinion, Linwood Barclay is a better author than Coben. A much better author, in my opinion, especially with this book. I love this book. Let's talk more about it now. The first chapter in this book drags you into the story straight away and grips you with strong hooks and doesn't let go. So Bree is home alone. Her husband is staying in a cabin somewhere, enjoying a weekend away with a friend. They talk on the phone. Then Bree gets a bit of an uneasy feeling when she's alone in the house, and then she's attacked, and the chapter ends. And then the story jumps 6 years in the future. But it's that first chapter where she's attacked, it really grips you because it's really well written. You get her sense of unease right at the end, and then everything happens so quickly and she's gone. And then we jump 6 years in the future and nobody knows what happened to her. She just vanished. 6 years in the future, her husband was suspected of her murder, never convicted because there wasn't enough evidence. He's changed his name, or his surname, because people in the area know who he is, and he just was sick of people staring and asking him questions and even accusing him of killing his wife. And it happened for quite a lot of time in the past time frame, and he's just getting over that in the present time frame in this book 6 years later. So Andrew, he's got his life together, he's got a new girlfriend. He's still working at his trade, not as much as he was, because he's still trying to build up his trade again and a career for himself, because his life fell apart a bit after his wife's disappearance. Where this mystery and thriller really then grips you again is that suddenly a lady turns up at their old home, the home that Andrew and Bree had before she vanished. This woman gets out of a car with groceries, turns up at where the house should be. The house isn't there anymore. It was sold off, knocked down, and a new house built. Then she starts screaming, "Where's my home? What happened to my home?" Someone comes out to try to see if they can help. She starts screaming, "This was my home. What's going on?" Then she drops her groceries, jumps in the car and drives off. It gets reported to the police, and suddenly everyone's interested again. The detective who was on the case is dragged into this case again. Was it really Bree? Because they're saying it looked like her. Was it Bree? Where was she for 6 years? Why is she back all of a sudden? And where's she gone again? And then Bree's mother is sick and she's in the hospital. Bree's siblings are visiting the mother, and they look out a window and they see a woman standing in the car park near a car. And they all look. As they look for longer, something triggers in their mind, and they all think straight away, "That's Bree, that's our missing sister." One of them races down to try to see if they can stop her, grab this strange lady in the car park, but she's vanished. So we have more people who think they've seen Bree, more people who are wondering, where has she been for 6 years? What's going on? Maybe she didn't die, maybe she just took off and ran away for 6 years and now she's come back, and if so, why? And these are all the questions that drive this plot and make it such a good thriller, because there are so many people in this book, so many characters that are under suspicion. So many people pop up who seem to have different motives for Bree's disappearance. Was it really Andrew? Did he really kill her? Did he kill his wife and get away with it? Was it one of the siblings? What went on? Because as we find out, both Bree and Andrew had an affair when they were married. Was it the person that Bree had an affair with that killed her? What really happened? Andrew was Bree's wife before she vanished. All through this book, he's written so well. You're never sure if he's really guilty or not. I wasn't sure until the very end. Did he really kill his wife 6 years ago? Did she vanish? Did he have anything to do with her disappearance? Maybe he got someone else to kill her. You just never know. And it's such a good sign of a great author that we've got this character who's always under a cloud of doubt. You're just never sure what to think of him. And it had me guessing all the way through the book. I love the way the author wrote his confusion, showing him as being so confused and concerned at having Bree back from the dead, from being disappeared for 6 years. It feels so real. But then in the back of your mind, you're always wondering, is he acting? Is this character a really great actor? Is it really real, what he's feeling? And I just felt that all the way through this book. Jane is Andrew's new girlfriend. She's another good character because you just feel her confusion and anger. One, because she didn't know about Bree to begin with, and she didn't know that Andrew changed his name. Andrew had this past, and Andrew's old wife vanished, has been gone for 6 years, knew nothing about that. And we find out that Jane's pregnant as well. So she's confused and angry and upset about everything. She doesn't know what will happen if it is Bree and she comes back. Will that mean Andrew goes back to Bree, his old wife, and leaves her alone with a baby? What's going to happen? And you feel all that all through the novel. And she's just a really good character because she's got so much light and shade with her and so much complexity. And the author did a great job in writing this character that comes across as being very supportive of her boyfriend Andrew, wants to be there for him, but also has doubts of her own and is very confused. And you get that all the way through this novel. Isabel is Bree's sister, so was Andrew's sister-in-law. She's a good character because she's very strong-willed, very stubborn. She's the one in the family who hated Andrew after Bree vanished, just knew in her mind that Andrew was guilty and was trying to go out of her way to prove it. She was like a dog with a bone, and she wasn't letting go of the fact or the idea that Andrew killed his wife, her sister. In this novel, there are a few scenes between Andrew and Isabel, and I like the way that Isabel's character changes a little bit when she thinks that Bree's back, where she sees this woman in the car park and she's convinced that it's Bree because her mother is convinced it's Bree. I just like that about their character because it shows growth in the character and it shows the author's ability to shift his character's mindsets in the book and make it all seem so real. Not keep the character stagnant, but make the character feel so real with flaws, and the character can make mistakes and the character can change their mind and just feel like a normal person. It's really good writing because they're so lifelike. All the characters in this book are so lifelike, they're all so real. I think this book is a brilliant thriller. It's just a great example of what a thriller should be. Great characters, a great concept, so it's a very, very simple plot, very simple idea for the plot, but it's handled so well and written so well, and the characters really drive the story. And just the way the story unfolds, and unfolds very carefully. The author's peeling back onion layers as the story goes on, and we never know everything about the story until towards the end. That's a great sign of a great author and a great book. I think this story would make a great series, and I'd watch it if it was made into a series. It is just such a good book and such a good idea. Very simple, but very expertly done. I rate this a 5 out of 5. I think Linwood Barclay is a really great writer. I've only discovered this writer very recently, and it's the second book of his that I've read, but I'm glad I've read this book because I think it's his most recent book, and it's such a great book. It makes me think that he's got other books in his back catalogue that are just as good, and I want to get them all and read every one of them. I do review a lot of thriller novels on my channel. If you don't want to miss out on any of those, check out my channel and subscribe. There's also a thriller playlist on my channel. It should be on your screen now.